Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. For the last 2 months, a lot of people have been asking me about this upcoming UFC fight with the debut of CM Punk, the longtime WWE fighter. He's transitioning from fake wrestling to the supposed very real and violent UFC. And what I can tell you about the UFC is the violence is real, but the fights are very much scripted, and they're scripted by the numbers. What I'm going to show you in this fight is why CM Punk is making his debut at a UFC fight in Cleveland, Ohio. There's a very specific reason he is fighting in Cleveland, and it is a tribute to Zionism and Freemasonry, the real owners of the UFC. For those of you who think Dana White has ever run the UFC, you are wrong. Dana White has been nothing more than a figurehead for the UFC. It has always been run by the Freemasons and Zionists who control the world of entertainment, sports, music, movies, and so much more. So that said, let's get into why CM Punk is making his debut in Cleveland. And let's also look at the new CEO of the UFC, the brother of Ari Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago. So the name for CM Punk, his real name is Phil Brooks. Cleveland, Ohio in gematria sums to 62. Special number Mason equals 62. Torah equals 62. The Torah is the holy book for the Jewish faith. It is the Jewish people who invented Freemasonry. Cleveland, Ohio equals 62. So does his name, Phil Brooks. And the big way, Cleveland, Ohio equals 125. Phil Brooks also equals 125. His opponent will be Mickey Gall. It's a strange fight because CM Punk is old and Mickey Gall is young. Mickey Gall is 24 years old. Phil Brooks is 37. A 13-year gap. Anyhow, with regards to Mickey Gall, those initials MG, M is the 13th letter, G is the 7th. You put it together, it looks a lot like 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number. Very relevant number to CM Punk and Cleveland. Also, M being the 13th letter in numerology breaks down to 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. G is the 7th letter, 4, 7. Ohio in gematria equals 47. Very special number to Freemasonry, 47. So MG, interesting initials for the opponent of CM Punk. So his birth name connects very well with Cleveland, Ohio. So does his fighting name. CM Punk in gematria sums to 78. Cleveland equals 78. Let us not forget the Cleveland Cavaliers became the first NBA team to win a Game 7 on the road since 1978. And not by coincidence, it's because the world of professional sports are scripted, they're tributes. It's all by the numbers. NBA, NFL, MLB, UFC, WWE, all of it. It's all run by the same network. Those initials CM in Jewish gematria sum to 33, just like Cleveland the small way, the number of Freemason obsession, the master teacher number, the word teacher equals 33. 33, the master teacher number in numerology. Those initials CM, what they stand for is chick magnet. Chick magnet. Chick magnet has gematria of 49 and 58. It's 58 that stands out. Freemasonry equals 58, secret society 58. Again, it's Freemasonry, running the show. United States equals 58. Here's his opponent. This will be his opponent's third fight. He's 2-0. Relatively new fighter, represented by the Miller brothers. Miller, a 33 word. Fitting that he's going up against CM Punk in Cleveland. Here's what else I want to point out. CM Punk, currently 37 years old, from Chicago. He shares the birthday of Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's born on this day, October 26th. She's also from Chicago, Illinois, Hillary. Last year, there was a fight. It was Dos Anjos versus Donald Cerrone. And the fight lasted exactly 66 seconds. October 26th is the day that leaves 66 days left in the year. The word woman equals 66. The night of that fight between Dos Anjos and Donald Cerrone, it was on a night where Hillary Clinton was having a public speech and she was really going after Donald Trump. You know, Donald Cerrone was getting knocked out in the UFC arena in 66 seconds. While Dos Anjos, born on the date that leaves 66 days left in the year, knocking out Donald in 66 seconds. Woman 66 from Chicago. Dos Anjos faking his injury by the numbers when he was supposed to fight Conor McGregor. Another CM, another 33. Also, him being born in October. October is the only month in Gematria that sums to 33. But what I want you to notice is how he's currently 37 years old, relatively old for a fighter. Chicago in Gematria sums to 37. Very interesting. From the date of the fight to the date of his upcoming birthday, he'll turn 38. 46 days. Chicago, the big way, sums to 46. The small way, 37. In case you're new here and you want to know what the difference is, the small way, you make each letter a single digit using the principles of numerology. The only letter that becomes a single digit in Pythagorean gematria is O. O is the 15th letter, 1 plus 5 is 6. All the rest of the letters are all single digit. C is 3, H is 8, I is 9, C3, A1, G7, O15. 1 plus 5 becomes 6. That difference between 15 and 6 is 9. Thus the difference between 37 and 46, a difference of 9. The big way and the small way, when you break down these numbers, they'll always have the same numerology. 4 plus 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 3 plus 7 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So the new head of the UFC, Ari Gold, the brother of the mayor of Chicago, Israel Emanuel, who was born on the anniversary date that Israel was established in the year 47, that number we mentioned a moment ago. Israel established on the 333rd day of the year, November 29th, 1947, by a 33-member vote from the United Nations. Anyway, here's Ari Emanuel. Fellow subscriber Brother Berg tells me that the character Ari Gold in Entourage is supposedly based on this man. He's from Chicago, Illinois, just like CM Punk just took over the UFC. He was born in Illinois. Interesting that the name Ari Emanuel in Gematria sums to 45 the small way, just like Illinois. And the big way, 99, also just like Illinois. Perfect name for being from Illinois, which is a Masonic Zionist Mecca. New York and Chicago, this is where the gang is at. Someday when there's enough truth seekers awake, this is where we need to go to and clear these people out once and for all. No more. The day he was born, March 29th, 1961, a date with 112 numerology. Zionist equals 112. Ari is a hardcore Zionist. We'll talk more about it. Born on a date with a life lesson number of 49. That's the number of Revelation, the book of prophecy. In the book of prophecy, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. Those are the Zionist Jews. That's what Ari is. Also born on a date with 93 numerology, the number for Saturn, the keeper of time. The number that the Zionist state of Israel was built around. Drawn up on September 3rd, their Congress, Knesset equals 93, their Speaker 93. Very important number to the gang. So his background, he is a former member of Irgun, the Zionist Israel hardcore group. Irgun in Gematria sums to 33, just like Masonry, just like secrecy, the master teacher number. The Irgun, the national military organization in the land of Israel, was a Zionist paramilitary organization that operated in Mandate, Palestine between 1931 and 1948. Ari, former member of Irgun. And these years here, they're not really correct because Irgun still exists. This is just when it was in its power. Notice it was established in the year 31. He had birth numerology of 31. That's the 11th prime number. 11, the most important number in numerology. The date it was disbanded, interesting date. Date with significant numerology to this nation, the Jewish faith, the 39 books in the Old Testament. So anyway, Truth Seeker, I haven't done enough homework on this. I am not going to say who's going to win. I think if it wasn't a rigged fight, a 24-year-old would take a 37-year-old every day of the week. But we'll see what happens. It seems that this fight all set up for CM Punk for his big debut. What's going to happen to the WWE wrestler joining the UFC? Most mainstream sports fans see the UFC as legitimate and know the WWE is not. What I am trying to tell you is neither are legitimate. Neither deserve your time, your energy. When you pay this money to pay-per-view to watch these fights, you're giving it to the gang of tyrants who hate you. The Zionist Jews hate you. Read the Protocols of Zion. See what they think about you. See what they're doing to you. Stop just paying attention to sports. Pay attention to what's going on in the world. Sports are a distraction, a rigged distraction, and part of a grand mocking of you. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.